About 10 to 12 years ago, I designed and made a queen-size bed. It was 100% Dowel construction, and it was rock solid then, and it's absolutely rock solid still. The only thing was I was not quite happy with the headboard design, and I decided that sometime in the future I'd change it, and so that's what I'm doing now. It's still a raised panel type thing here with a sanded, grooved, routed piece at the end here, at both ends. And I'm using the same leg, I salvaged those. These are tapered to give you the headboard a slight, this is the top end here, to give it a slight taper so that the headboard is slightly tilted back the way. Now, normally, when I came to join this, normally what I'd do is I'd join this here, maybe 3 or 4 dowels here, 3 or 4 here, same here into this part, and the same here. And I thought, well, why not go straight through? So in other words, drill straight through this centre piece so that we have a dowel like that, and that dowel extends into this piece and that piece. What you're doing is you're cutting down your steps by approximately, well, by exactly 25%, and you're increasing the rigidity by about 30%. So it seemed worthwhile to do, and it's also something very unusual. I don't think you could do, I may be wrong, but I don't think you could do this with any other system but the Dowelmax system. Okay, so let's get started. Now, as I mentioned, this is the top end here. So these are 3 reference ends, and these are 3 reference faces. Even though they're not on the same level, they're all referenced to each other. So what we start off is here, check mark 1, check mark 1, check mark 1, check mark 1. Here we have between these two, check mark 2, check mark 2, check mark 2, check mark 2, and X on the surfaces are to be drilled. Now with the now this is 5 inches thick. These 2 longitudinals here, they're 5 inches thick. So I wanted to put either 2 or 3 dowels right in the centre. So what I did there was I played around with it a wee bit, and then what I found was using this digital caliper, set it 1/2 inch and set this up. Now tighten it up at 1/2 inch here, and I drilled through 1, 3 and 5. And that split that. That's probably a wee bit overkill. Probably could have done 1 and 5. That would have been fine. But this is, I like to go overkill rather than the opposite way. Now we come down here, and this is set at 10 1/4 inches, and we set that in the last hole, and make sure it's absolutely square in all directions. Bring it up to you, and we drill through number 1, which was, we just need 1 to keep this in a good alignment. Then we move down, and we're now back in the same sort of position we were up here. So this is the same setting, and we drill through 1, 3 and 5 again. So we've got a total of 3 here, 1 there, 7 holes. Now, this is the one where this is check mark here. So we do exactly the same thing. I usually use the check mark to the opposite side. So it's so I've got the screws at this end, and place this on here as we did before, and we use exactly the same setting. Tighten up. Now with this, I usually put, I would normally use this in the vise, but I want to get straight through and I want to reduce the tear out. So I've used a backing block. I'll just do one of these just now. So as I say, you do 1, 3 and 5, slide it down, use the extended distance gauge again, drill number 1, use it again and drill 1, 3 and 5, the same as you did up here. And that's that one complete. And then of course, as you can realise, we can now, these are very snug, which I really like. That's where we are now. And the only way you can do this is absolute accuracy, within thousandths of an inch for absolute sure. So now we come to do the leg. Slightly different, but it's the same process really. Now this, as I said, this is a taper, but you don't have to worry about that because Dowelmax is designed to do this kind of thing. What I mean by that is you get the Dowelmax is aligned to the taper, so it'll always be the same the whole way down. But besides that, we can set the clamp screws at different settings, and also the clamp disc can be canted one way or the other. So we've got an absolutely perfect line-up and clamping procedures. Now we do the same thing as we did before. We use the digital caliper, tighten them up, then drill 1, 3 and 5. It's exactly the same way. Come down, use the distance gauge again, make sure it's level and centered, and then drill through 1. Slide down to the next one, same process, center it up, clamp it, and drill 1, 3 and 5. And that's all there is to the actual drilling procedures. We're now ready for the dry fit. I'll probably regret putting so many dowels in here because not that I won't get it in, I'll probably have trouble getting it back out again. This is all just dry fitted, so that's why it's clamped to prevent it moving too. Meant to mention, go back to your original marks before joining. And that's our finish. And that is not going anywhere.